There is an absolute government shitstorm coming. What's a government shitstorm? Government policy, government decisions that are going to have a massive negative impact on you. Right now, the government have introduced lots of changes, one being a mortgage charter. This mortgage charter is going to have massive negative impact on hundreds of thousands of people across the UK. And I recently ran a live no money down property investment summit where I broke down in detail why this is a major problem. This information I want to get out to the world. So I've recorded that summit and I'm going to share with you the detail of what I shared to a live studio audience so that you can benefit from the information as well. Let's go straight over to that video and I'll see you at the end. Repossessions. Mortgage debt. Mortgage arrears in this country has gone up massively. Now, do you remember during the lockdown, the free money? Do you remember all the free money that we got? And people thought, oh, free bounce back loans, I'll take the money. It was never free. Yeah? Free for a fee. And we're all paying the fee now. Yeah? So, here's the thing. House price today. Let's say it's 100 grand. Other numbers are available. Raise your hand if you think the market's going to go up in the next 12 months. Raise your hand if you think the market's going to go down in the next 12 months. I got 2 hands up. There's only one way the market's going, right? And it's down in the next few months. Raise your hand if you think it'll be higher, though, in 2040 than it is today. 100%. 100%. Always will be. And a lot of people will say, well, it might not go back up again. Well, that's ridiculous, because my dad worked for 2 shillings a day. My dad worked for £2 a day. I got my first job in 1990. Yeah? You'll remember those times? I got my first job in 1990 for 20 quid a day. 20 quid a day. If somebody told me in 1990 that an electrician or a plumber wouldn't get out of bed for 200 quid a day in 2023, I'd have laughed at them. Fact, yeah? Yeah, what do you do for a living? Yeah. They won't get out of bed for 200 quid a day, but in 1990, 200 quid a week was a great wage. You see, there's always been inflation. And the government's target inflation, it might be 6.6% right now or whatever, and the target inflation, what is it? 2%. Well, 100 grand at 2% inflation over 20 years, yeah? 2044, in 20 years, 2% inflation, 140k. No, it's not. Because of the 8th wonder of the world, compounding. Because it's 2% of 100 in year 1. And it's 2% of 102 in year 2. And so on and so on. And that 100 grand with inflation will go to around 170 grand over 20 years. Money devalues over time. It always has and it always will. And wages will always go up. And inflation burns debt. So if you have debt, inflation burns the debt. Wages will always go up in line. And maybe it'll drag a little bit behind. But this is why you become wealthy through debt. You do not come wealthy through earning in a job. Poor people spend their time saving money. Wealthy people spend their money saving time. Interesting. Does that make sense? Now, government versus banks, or do they work together? And who gets the final decision? Government. And Rishi and Sunak and f***ing ex-chancellor of the Who? Jeremy Hunt, that's it. Yes, Jeremy Hunt and Rishi get together and go, we got a problem here. Mortgage arrears are going up. There's going to be mass repossessions. They're coming, by the way. So they introduced a mortgage charter. A mortgage charter. And the mortgage charter, right, says that if you're struggling with your mortgage payments, you're paying 600 quid a month and your payments go up to 900 quid a month. Don't worry, you can take a mortgage holiday for 12 months. You don't need to pay anything. Raise your hand if you knew this, by the way. Now look around the room. Some of you don't know this, you're not watching the news. Don't listen to it, watch it. Okay? You can take a holiday. Now the person who could afford the 600 but can't afford the 900, because they can get a holiday, what do they now pay? Nothing. Even though they could afford 600, they go, well, I can get a holiday, I'll pay nothing. Yep. Now if they're facing repossession anyway, and they've got a house worth 100 grand today, who thinks the market will drop 10%? Oh, by the way, the bigger the house, the more expensive the house, the more the problem. The market drops in value. And in 12 months' time, that house is worth 90. But here's the problem. If they sold that house today, maybe they had a 90 grand mortgage on it. And if they sold it today, they'd have got out and got their money and not been in debt. They can't make their payments, but they got some equity. Are you with me? But because they wait 12 months, now they got a 90 grand house worth 90 grand. And when there's even more stock available for sale, and it's either harder to sell, they're going to have to take a lower offer and now they're going to lose money. But it's a double whammy problem. Because at the same time, they started to pay nothing on their mortgage for the next 12 months. And then their debt goes up. Yeah? But it's compounding and compounding and compounding. £900 arrears every month. Plus interest on it and interest on it and interest on it. And they started owing 90 with a 100 grand property. Their 100 grand property is only worth 90 now. But now they owe 115 because they stopped paying. And now they are on 25 grand of negative equity. There is an absolute shitstorm about to hit this country in the next couple of years. So why would the government make that decision? One simple reason. Jeremy and Rishi get together and go, we've got a major repossession problem here. If we have repossessions before the election, we are not getting back in. Now, we probably won't get in anyway. But if we can push it past the election, like in 12 months' time, with a 12-month mortgage charter, if we can push it past the election and Labour get in, they can clean up the mess. We can blame them for all the repossessions and then use that to get back in. Because if you're not going to win, Rishi, your only job is make sure you get back in. Okay? And by the way, if we're lucky enough to win, here's what we'll do. We've got 4 years of power. We'll fix the problem in the first 18 months. And the people, they're just like tadpoles. They don't have brains to remember. They'll forget. We'll fix the problem in the first 18 months. And by the time the next election comes round, they'll be all forgotten about. Yeah. That is a major damn problem. And whether you like it or not, that's happening out there right now. And here's the thing. You can go, well, that's not fair. But here's the thing. Life's not fair. And you can either decide to sit at home and go, well, it's not fair. And you can go on social media and go, not fair, not fair, not fair. Or you can step up and you can do something about it. You can take control of your own damn financial future. Because here's what I'll tell you. The system ain't changing. But you can change. You can change your rules in your system. But you ain't changing the government system, whether you like it or not. And that shit's happening. And there's a shitstorm coming. And I'm ready for it. And these guys are ready for it. Yeah? But the question is, are you going to be ready for it? So that's my thoughts on the mortgage charter and the impact of that charter. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And if you want to find out more information about property investing and how you can benefit from the decisions the government are making, how you can benefit from the decisions the Bank of England are making, then there's a completely free report. It's in the pinned comments and it's in the description. Go download it right now and it can help you get started on your property journey using creative property investment techniques that can allow you not only to make money, but also help protect people who are going to be affected by these government decisions. And if you found this content helpful, if you want to know more, if you want to continue to watch further content, maybe you'd enjoy this or even this.